to do well there, man. All right, finally, let's flip over to the defensive side of the ball with Lee Hunter. Lee Hunter is a space eater, meaning he takes up a lot of space. He frees up linebackers. In the middle of a very good Texas Tech defense this year was Lee Hunter. And he was more than just a space eater.
Now, my boy came in town this weekend. He got here Friday. How about Saturday? He go out, and in 5 minutes he hits for $800 on the slot.
Chase plays down from behind. I think this defense up pretty good. I think
For $800 on the slot machine within the first 5 minutes.
You did?
No, my boy did. Who came in town this week? He be leaving Friday. He came in town. 5 minutes inside the casino on the slots, he hit for $800.
Did he keep going? He said, "I mean,
no." He left it alone. He said, "Hey, I ain't even have to use much of my money I got budgeted for each day." I said, "Yeah, man, put that money up."
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it. Well, I gotta step out.
Somehow the Giants decided to draft him. The Cowboys said, "We'll give you a free agent contract." So it's still obviously gets underneath my skin a little bit, but yes, the Valley Baltimore's made major teams on the same day next year. Well, we are happy you made it. We're happy you made it to the Insiders. Thank you very much. And if you want to catch the Insiders every day, and why wouldn't you want to catch us every day? Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern on the NFL Network and wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be back after this.
When we hit the pothole, I worried we'd be stranded for hours.
And our lives will revolve around the pothole. Thanks to the Geico app, help arrived in under an hour.
It feels good to get out fast. It feels good to Geico. Yeah, that kind of power. Our best lineup is here. Close.
I wanted a trip I'd never forget. And it was everything. Dishes I'd never tasted before. Dinners in private palaces. Flowers everywhere. The air was full of color. Every element. Perfect. Chase Sapphire Reserve.
Mayday. Drinks for him back. Shark!
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing to keep us focused. A habit we never skip. To clear our minds and elevate our performance. What do you do if you're going to the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your results. Maybe you surround yourself with positivity. Or you need to center yourself. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
Sound like you're doing construction.
Yeah, I might be. Ready in about 3 minutes.
Okay. Roll out. Roll out.
Man, got a little back trouble, boy. Got a little back troubles. Got a little bit of back troubles, man. But I think I am live and direct. Hold up. God dang. One little last little adjustment. And now I can come in saying, welcome, 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 everyone. 15 minutes on the clock. Like I wanted it to be. We are live on Facebook, baby. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube at No Jazz Show. I want to welcome everybody. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I love the way y'all clap for me as we come in. You know what I mean? I always. I always love to feel the love.
What they say? What they say? Legend in your own mind. Got to start somewhere.
Mind, man.
Got to start somewhere.
Hold on. I hope everybody had a great and wonderful, prosperous weekend before we begin this Tuesday edition, April 28th. And I hope everybody saw this movie. And I'm gonna give you a friendly hint on what movie I'm talking about. And I'm going back to the cheering.
You talking about
who is that?
You talking about the NBA YoungBoy
No,
documentary?
NBA.
No, that's
NBA
not it.
NBA YoungBoy had not graduated to the point where he just standing in the middle of the stage just staring.
Okay, so it's not that movie. Okay,
not that movie. I don't think he doesn't have enough. Well, he might have enough songs, but I don't think he has enough tenure in the game to even be considered for a biopic. But we're not gonna get into that. But we're gonna get into that. This is a sports show.
Yeah.
This is a sports show. First and foremost.
But it's not just another sports show.
Matter of fact, make sure, just like Tank said, this is not just another sports show. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. You are joining us live on Facebook at DUPONTZNIVEK. Live on Tank's page at RUSSELL. Ladies love Tanker. We don't say all that. That's just my way I say it. Russell Tanker. Live in the locker room. Follow that link. Live on our page, NOJASSSHOW. Our group page. No Jazz Show. Live on our Phantom page, No Jazz Show. There's another page that is the link is on. Also, I said YouTube. You can find us live on Twitch, live on what's it? TikTok. TikTok live. We doing it. Moving up. I hope that button is working. Email us, NOJASSSHOW @gmail.com with all your questions, that you may have and suggestions for our show. It is live. We got a lot. Well, I'm gonna say we got a lot going on. We got one thing we definitely want to talk about in particular. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the home of the hit refresh button. If you all don't know what that is when we go from our normal programming of talking about sports, and we may jump off the track a little bit and hit the refresh button and talk about something that's happening in other genres, no matter what it is. It could be random. So always make sure and check out our hit refresh segments, pictures, posts, all that stuff coming out. I want y'all to get used to that brand. Speaking of brands, I want to make sure before I get into anything else, make sure I just introduce my main man Russell to my right or your left, whichever one it is. My main
What's
man
up,
Tank.
peoples? What's up, peoples? How y'all doing this evening? I'm ready to get into it.
Russell, you ain't gonna give him you ain't gonna give him a dramatic Michael Jackson middle of the stage, Paul.
Oh man, I left my shades.
That's what I didn't have. I ain't have my shades.
I left my shades, man. It makes me emotional. That makes me emotional.
It makes you emotional, right?
Give me some tissue.
Give me some tissue. Yeah. They don't know about you. Give me some tissue. Yeah. Matter of fact, this whole segment, while we talking about sports, you might see a lot of puns come in relating to Michael. Not Michael Jackson, Michael, because that was the name of the movie. Biggest news out. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Now,
how was your weekend?
Fast.
Yeah. I got a friend that came in town. He'll be here to Friday. How about we go out Saturday morning? He goes out Saturday morning to get breakfast, and then within 5 minutes of playing the slot machine, he's hit for over $800.
Woo! I wonder what's the record. That's good. I wonder what's the record for stepping in and hitting. That got to be close to a record.
Yeah. What did he say in what was that? I think Big Mama's house too. Said wobble wobble and drop it like it's hot.
That's what he was doing.
That's what he did.
Now, when he won his 800, because it was at the beginning of the day, and the beginning of his gambling, did he say I'm hot and keep going or what?
He said he was hot and he kept going right on out the casino.
Yeah, my type of guy. What's your friend name?
Eric.
Shout out to Eric.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All of the gamblers.
No, it takes discipline to do that.
Shout out to Eric and all the people that Gambling Anonymous. All y'all with it. That is what you do. I know it's.
Yeah.
I know they say when you're up, you got to keep going. But buddy, when you up like that,
time to break camp.
Time to break camp, man. Hey, that $800 might have been pay for his whole trip. That was a car payment and the insurance with a little bit of gas in there. Hey.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
My mother did something like that once. She came out here, her and a friend. They used to come out to Vegas a lot back when it was like $100 for round trip just to fly out for a weekend.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be here 3 days. On day number 1, she came in. No, they supposed to be 4 days. On day number 2, she's in the casino. She hit for $2,500.
Oh.
She walked out. She said she was gonna leave. Her friend asked, "What? You going back to the room?" Nope. She said, "Nope. I'm going to the airport. I'm flying home." I'm out of here.
Too many slot machines in Vegas. They're all over the place. A one-armed bandit, a dude outside doing a little ball game, the car flip. Somebody was gonna make you feel lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even in the airport, she still had to get to her gate.
Yeah, she said she got that $2,500 and came home. Didn't play nothing else.
Time to G-O out of there. Didn't play nothing else. Now, speaking of gambling, let's talk about the gambler. You know who the gambler is? The gambler is that old boy Jerry Jones.
Yeah. Old
That
Jar.
you know what? And hold on, I'm just gonna get into it. Yeah, Light Snack, Magic City Wings, the plug card. We're gonna get to you going down the line. Y'all always get your little branded thing throughout on the other show, you know. And quick visits. Y'all in. Y'all good. Y'all come on now. I always
We
thank
got
y'all.
you. We got you.
We talk about the gambler because it fit right in. The segue was there, baby. You know, and he well, we talked about it during the draft. He gambled during the draft, but now he's gambling on thinking that our man used to be your man, George Pickens, is gonna sign this. Well, they say he's scheduled to sign the franchise tag.
Well, yeah, he hasn't yet though, and he doesn't have to. But we'll see if he does it. But they say he wants long term or trade it. Yeah,
yeah, and that's the thing. Once he signs it,
it's a wrap.
Well, I think he's still eligible for the trade, right?
Yeah, they could get him. He could sign it, and then they could trade him. But they would have to trade him to somebody who says, "Hey, we're gonna sign, give you a long term deal."
Long term, right?
Yeah.
Right. See,
so
Dave Mulugheta, do you cut big deals outside? See, they're saying he's good, and I'm not taking anything away from him, but I just want to know: does he cut big deals outside of the deals where he's trying to finesse Dallas? Like everybody else, I'm pretty sure he has other players who don't play for Dallas. Other athletes that don't play for Dallas. Is he signing these deals with them for lucrative contracts the same way he finessing Dallas? I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah, the negotiation with Dallas might be a little more sticky than with his other.
Is he making it sticky for the name?
It might be. I think Jerry, Jerry enjoys dragging things out because it keeps him in the news. And with the exception of Micah, when they've had these past contracts they've always signed the guy. And it's basically with the exception, like I said, with the exception of Micah, okay, if the guy if a guy's a key component of the team and he's due for a big contract, you can basically bank on it and say it's going to get done. It's just a matter of when, because Jared likes you to talk about Dallas really year round, but especially up into training camp. So I think that's part of the method to his madness.
See, and another thing about that madness is, and the reason I bring that up is, the Marion Overshown, Agent Zero, has signed with Mulugheta.
Yeah.
And see, I'm hoping he has a good year this year. He's 6'2", very quick to the ball, always around the ball when he plays. But the best ability is availability.
And he hadn't been available too much.
And he hadn't been available. So now I'm like, oh, so you're strategizing, you're gonna sign with Mulugheta. Go out here and try to rob us this year. Get paid and go back to being what we normally see. See, that's the part I don't like. That's nothing, players and a lot of people say things like, oh, why are you all in their pockets? The owners don't, man. I don't think like players. I think like ownership. I think like Joe Jackson. See, I wanna reach my hands out to the wall, and I want everybody. I want everybody to win. I know I got a star, but what about the family? See, and in football, the parallel to that is your salary cap.
Yeah.
So I just can't. And everybody is not gonna be like Mike, pun intended, and don't need to get their money to make sure everybody else get their money, because that is the way you're supposed to play, Dak Prescott. But
Yeah,
it's people out here being greedy, man. See,
yeah,
that's the part. I don't know if they're manipulating Jerry or what.
yeah. I don't like. I mean, because ultimately it's the team's responsibility to pay you and work out the salary cap. But if you are somewhere that you enjoy being, and we since there's a cap, you have to be willing to negotiate and say, okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
not. I can't just be hell bent on being the highest paid in my position. I want to be top 5. I can't always say I want to be number 1 in my position because you got other players on the team who might be good enough to say, hey, I want to be the highest paid at the position. And it just doesn't work that way. You can't have a team with 3 or 4 guys being the highest paid at their position. I mean,
when you talk about liking where you play also involves how close you are to a championship, how close you are to winning another championship, how close you are to being a dynasty. A lot of people have rings after they've gotten paid that second time, first time, or whatever on their agenda, and they want to end their careers knowing that they have at least one championship. And this is across any sport. And rarely do you see the highest paid guy in the highest paid position or whatever that position is throughout any league also has championships attached to it.
Yeah.
There's a sacrifice you got to make.
Yeah, you have to decide at what point in your career is getting a ring more important than not your financial well-being, but your ego and how much you're getting paid. Because guys like to say I'm the highest paid. And so before y'all go in, it's easy to talk about somebody else's money. You're not in that position. We're talking about how it works with the cap. You can't have everybody the highest paid. You can't put yourself so far above the team all the time that you want to that they can't sign other players. Because if you're the highest paid at your position, but because of that, we can't keep other players, you're not gonna win anyway. Ask the Ravens what happened when they gave Flacco gambled on himself, won the Super Bowl, became the highest paid, but they lost the surrounding cast because they couldn't pay all of them. And he wasn't good enough to keep them afloat like that. Because when they pay you that kind of money, particularly as a quarterback, but now going with the receiver also, your talent, your abilities, and what you do has to cover a multitude of sins. Meaning we aren't good in this area, we aren't good in that aspect, or I don't have a good number 2 as a receiver, so I got to be a dominant number 1 regardless, right? So your ability, you need to be good enough to make up for the fact that 1 or 2 other players that you needed to keep is no longer there, and you got a second or third tier guy taking that guy's place.
So, and as I said, I'm gonna throw another name in there too. In a minute, but I want to go off what you're saying because the one and we understand that the NFL is a league that the highest salaries are the quarterbacks. The issue with that is it's always the defense for the most part. I'm gonna say some offensive line in there too, but for the most part, defense that ends up making the sacrifice monetarily to pay a quarterback, and this is across the board. And it's just not solely the quarterback. And here's why: Flacco might be an exception. Because I'm not gonna say he shouldn't have gotten paid, but for the most part, when you find your quarterback has done enough yardage and had that great season, he was throwing to somebody that's going to feel like they had a great year too.
Yeah.
So it comes in twos: quarterback and wide receiver. Oh, his 6,000 yard season was my 2,000 yard, 18 touchdown receiving season. Can I get paid? Now look at what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I never really cared for the salary cap. I understand why they did it. And ultimately it's for parity and all that. I understand that. I understood when they started it. I understand it now. But and it was also to cut down on dynasties, which it really hasn't. But I don't have a problem with dynasties. I never had a problem. My thing is if one team is dominant and winning all the time, that means everybody else needs to step their game up. But yeah,
Dynasties are not going to have. It's football. Dynasties are
Yeah.
not going to be more than 3 or 4 years before you're reloading, or it's just too much
Yeah.
football on the body, and then someone
Yeah.
else will sneak in.
And people want to get paid.
Yeah, and people want to get paid. And I believe the NFL, me personally, I believe the NFL started salary cap, not for parity. I mean, that was one of the reasons, but I believe they started because there was a man by the name of George Steinbrenner over there looking like, I love me a league with no cap.
Yeah. And also the
Money
fact
involved.
and those players,
Yeah,
and those players wanted free agency also. They're like, all right, if y'all want free agency, you want to hop around, shop around, you can do that, but you're gonna only be able to get a certain amount of money from whatever team you go to.
Give and take. It was give and take.
And they slapped them with their rookie salary cap.
And they slapped them with that rookie salary cap. Now going back to your original point, because I'm gonna theme this thing out. And I'm gonna bring up another guy too in the midst of his name, but you'll understand why it works that way. And I'm not gonna riddle you out. I'm not gonna get into the riddles because we're gonna get into that later. But your greatest 5-man groups ever in music is arguably New Edition and Jackson 5. Arguably. And they both had a front man that was willing to sacrifice for the team. That's all I'm saying. And you see, look at their success. Look at their success.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to have somebody who's selfless.
You got to have somebody who's selfless.
You got to have spies like that.
You got to have somebody who's selfless. And when you have that, and that person knows who they are, they've been approached plenty of times. Ralph Tresvant got approached by all of those BBD, probably not those Johnny songs, but he had an opportunity to get them Teddy songs. He did. He had an opportunity to get them Babyface songs. He had an opportunity not to even make anything past "Is This the End" and Cannon Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it 100. Y'all act like y'all want to act like Michael Jackson first solo album was off the wall. No, he did 3 as a kid.
Yeah, Music and Me was one. What was the other one that had Ben on it? He had 3.
I think Ben was the name of it, right?
Yeah. He had 3, and none of those 3 did well. His first one, if I'm not mistaken, sold well under 100,000 copies.
Jermaine solos outsold him.
Mm-hmm.
Because they was trying to make sure they had, but that's a whole different story. All we saying is you gotta learn to be selfless in this game if you want to last a long time and wear them rings. Now I'm gonna move on. Since we talking about brothers, let's talk about it. AJ Terrell and AV Terrell, congratulations to the brothers. I'm gonna get him a hand clap.
Yes. And I already have a name for the combo if they both on the field at the same time.
At the same time. So you think? All right, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure AV gonna start out. He's a dog. I've been hearing about him. He's a dog. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I mean, unless he has a great camp, just to probably get his feet wet, they put him in the nickel.
Yeah.
To get him on the field with his brother. But now, when you're talking right corner, left corner, what's your nickname for him?
The Cover Brothers.
The Cover Brothers.
'Cause that's
Cover-
primarily what they're gonna need to do.
I'm gonna tell you why I love that name, but I don't like that name. I love that name because that's a great name. I don't like that name because they play in Atlanta. And Atlanta will make anything a reason to make a flyer and have a party. Them boys need to go. Them boys need to be out in Flowery Branch going to sleep. They got some dogs on defense. They're gonna get, I mean, Pierce, is that his name?
Yeah.
He may get 4 to 6 games. He may come back around November, December. We looking, with his situation. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get suspended.
Yeah.
Or have to, not play. Wish him well, wish him the best. But they got Atlanta might have a little something.
Yeah, they got a good nucleus.
Yeah.
And it should come, and we'll see how it comes together this year with the new DC. But
right.
I think that Avion's transition to the NFL might be a little easier. I don't want to say easy because it's not an easy game, but might be a little smoother because he'll have that familiarity with his brother there, and his brother can let him, can go ahead and school him. I'm sure he's probably been talking to him while he's at Clemson anyway, but telling him and showing him some things and helping ease the transition for him. So, I think it's going to be interesting.
And let's not disregard the value of that pick. Not just the talent of the young man, but the value of that pick is this.
Getting him in the 3rd round.
I got him in the
first round. Yeah.
I got him in the 3rd round. His brother his brother AJ has probably already been schooling him on technique.
Mm-hmm.
Younger brother probably already been looking at older brother on how to be a pro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure younger brother done visited older brother in Atlanta and understand, hey, this is what's going on in Atlanta. And he probably got all that out of his system.
Yeah, and being the fact that they're both from Atlanta anyway. So
you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And
watching
that's rich in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So,
and watching his brother not having the off-field incidents. So he's like, okay, this is what I need. Okay, I can see what my big brother's done, and I can keep myself out of trouble also. Because AJ hasn't had any issues at all off the field. And for his brother can see that, have that example, and say, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna keep myself out of trouble too.
That's how you do it. So the value of that pick was very ingenious on the Falcons' part from that regard. And I thought if I'm sitting there watching the board and I see him, I mean, hey, and is this the first that this has ever happened? 2 brothers playing the same position on the same team? Same position. NFL.
I can't recall. It's possible, but I can't.
I know some
recall.
other side of the ball situations.
Yeah. But I can't think of any right off the top.
I can't think of any. Same
but
position.
I do know this also. He was ranked the 30th best player coming out of the draft. So he was a potential first rounder.
That's potential first round, right?
You get him in the 3rd round. So that's a value pick for as far as you got what was perceived as a first round talent, but you got him in the 3rd. You also got him at a cheaper rate as well. And I'm sure he's gonna hit the ground ready to roll. So that works out for them as well. And AJ is going into his 7th year. He's only 27, I think, 26.
Yeah, he's prime.
Yeah, he got plenty of time left.
Yeah.
And Avion is young, is only 22. So you could have that pairing. Theoretically, you could have that pairing for a good long run.
You at least
So-
get 3 years, cause realistically, 3 years down the line, AV could probably take AJ's spot. And what I'm saying is 30 years old cornerback, 25-year-old cornerback, probably drafted a 22-year-old cornerback, and then AJ finished his career out free safety. I mean, to stay on the same team. You know what I mean? Like because that's usually the transition. Okay, I'm gonna just back up and read everything. You know, wear and tear, you know, whatever the case may be. That's the way to keep that longevity of that, because these receivers getting kind of fast and they bodying people up. I can understand, you know, how a cornerback get up there in age, because I don't know if they're related, but AV could have been out there playing with another Atlanta guy that's not with Dallas, Kobe.
Mhm.
We looked at AV.
Yeah, and I think also what helped, he fell in the you could say he fell in the draft, and I think what might have caused that fact he had a hamstring injury, so he couldn't run at the combine. He ran a 4.6, but when he was healthy at his pro day, or when he was healthy, he's been clocked at the 4.3. So he's something. Man, we don't, you know how they get. They try to see if you can get somebody.
Yeah.
Man, he's so we don't know if he's gonna. We don't know how that hamstring gonna heal, or if it's just that, you know, they come up with anything to knock you down as far as so they can get you for a cheaper price. And the fact that he fell to third, and the Falcons didn't hesitate to say, "Hey, scoop him up. He's running fine. He's healthy. He's a 4.3. He's got good enough. He's got good. So he doesn't have elite size, but he's got good size, and he can put some weight on. Hey, scoop him up."
I don't like the name drop, but I think Louis Riddick said it, and it made sense. The combine and the 40s and all the drills are so GMs and scouts can have something to say, "I told you so."
Mhm.
You know, that just backs me up. We've looked at game film, we've seen the tape, we're sold.
Yeah.
But that was with somebody else. So now we're gambling. Let's put him out here with us under our watch. Let him do the drills. So if I say, don't get him because of this, or you get him because of this, well, the measurement said he was, you know what I'm saying? So it's your excuse to look as if you did all you needed to do and you weren't gambling. So I can see that, but I think it'd be a good little thing.
Yeah. Last thing regarding the Terrells, so you got two brothers, same position on the same team. Now, what a lot of people don't know, and I happen to know this because I know the person whose name we're gonna mention is his cousin, and he also happened to be the Terrell's uncle. Now, Lamont. They drafted defensive tackle out of Navy in the 7th round. The Cincinnati Bengals did. He was a 2-time All-American as far in that conference. So he's their cousin. So you got 2 of those family members drafted this year.
Okay.
Which is he's 5'11", like 283. A one gap specialist, runs a 4.8 defensive tackle who can disrupt some things. So for Cincinnati, that was a nice pickup. But it's interesting. You got the 2 brothers in drafted, and then you also have a cousin drafted out of Navy. So it's pretty good genes running in that family.
Pretty good gene. Speaking of genes, right quick. Shout out to
Billy.
I like that. We're going in there, right? We're going in there. And so shout out to Zane Durant. Picked up Pick 181 to the Buffalo Bills. You know, that's my boy Pierre
Mhm.
Marcus. Durant's son got picked up by the Bills. So, you know, we love to see when family make it to the league. So shout out to that young man, and I wish him well. I wish him the best. As he goes on to good football time, but it's cold.
Yeah. Buffalo is so far up north, you don't even think of it. You don't even consider it part of New York till somebody tells you. And you do know that's in the state of New York, right?
Man, the New Yorkers be tripping on Buffalo.
Yeah. They closer to
Brazil.
Canada. They closer to Canada than they
Yeah.
are to New York.
Yeah. But he's a bill now. He's a bill now. Time to pay your mama's bills. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. That's a good family. That's a good family. But hey, from what I hear, he's a great kid. So I'm pretty sure all that's gonna be tight work taken care of. Now, let's talk about you. Because I know you want to talk about this right to refusal tag. I'm gonna let you have that. Explain to him what happened.
I don't even want to spend much time on it because I'm just pissed off with the whole situation. Pittsburgh Steelers, as you know, they have the quarterback room right now consists of Mason Rudolph. Damn. Drew Aller, the rookie who he drafted in the 3rd round out of Penn State. And I can't even remember his name now from Ohio State last year, the rookie who was on IR because he hurt his finger. That's our quarterback room right now. We got basically no experience in our quarterback room. And now Aaron Rodgers is jerking our chain and saying, hey, I'm gonna let y'all know, when I'm coming, if I'm still trying to decide. He just doesn't want to have to do any of the OTAs and all of that and extend his summer as long as he can. Which, okay, I understand that, but at least give a under the table, a little wink, wink. Hey, I'll let y'all know when I'm coming after camp. At least do that. So the Steelers have placed the right of very rarely used right of first refusal tag on him, which means that he can't negotiate with anybody without letting the Steelers know, and the Steelers can say, yes, you can talk to him, or no, you can't. And if you do decide you're going to talk to him, and they do say, okay, we'll let you sign him, we get a pick.
Right.
We get a pick next year.
This is the explanation of what right to refusal is.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know, but go ahead.
And but I don't see a team unless that team is a somewhat decent quarterback away from getting to the Super Bowl, or even talking to Aaron Rodgers, because he what's the golf term? He's on the back nine. So I don't see, but I think that's more so a way of letting him know, hey, you need to hurry up and make a decision, and you need to, come on to get your mind right.
Get your mind right.
He's probably in the dark room somewhere again with the wife that no one has seen or heard from. Hey, he probably can't see it either if he's in the dark room. But
you go ahead.
Yeah, so whatever it is he's doing, because he has said that he'll play as long as somebody wants him. He better be glad I'm not that somebody, because I don't want him. But it's just ridiculous, man. He's turning into Brett Favre.
You know what it is? His Hollywood ending is not there. I believe he had a Hollywood ending, he'll be fine with his walk. And it's not to say he can't play. He's still like how those quarterbacks are. You see him 5 years after the league. They 10, 13, 15. They be, man, he still got it on. No, this is not me saying that at all. No, please don't do that to me. What I'm saying is kind of like how, and I like this guy, But you know how Paul Pierce didn't get his. You know,
Yeah.
everybody wants to walk. You know, you want a
Yeah,
playoff
he
run.
he didn't
Said
get a farewell tour.
his farewell tour. I believe that's why he's the way he is. You know, and I believe he might be salty his farewell tour. Then have a big G on the side of his helmet in doing so, just like his predecessor. So
Yeah, but yeah, he got to go. If he does come back and play, I expect him to play about the same as he did last year. And I think they're also banking on the fact that he knows Mike McCarthy's system and terminology, so that familiarity is going to help.
that familiarity.
And
Hang out until you draft a new one next year.
Do what?
Hang out until you draft another quarterback. You all getting a quarterback.
We got to. What is it? Is it Will Howard from Ohio State? We drafted last year, the quarterback. I think his name is Will Howard.
Okay. You all did draft. Will.
And now we got Drew Aller this year, who, when he's on, he looks like a legitimate starting quarterback. He could be a legitimate starting quarterback in the NFL. The problem is he's off just as much as he's on. And when he's off, he looks like an illegitimate starting quarterback in the NFL.
He wanted him.
Yeah. So it's just a mess. But more than likely,
Jeff George.
Yeah.
Not as talented though.
Not as talented, but yeah. But he can throw a dime, and then he can turn around and look like a damn penny. So
and look like a penny.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Because right now I just get frustrated thinking about our quarterback room.
I thought you were frustrated. I thought you was frustrated at the fact that who was it? Philadelphia making phone calls to Dallas.
That was terrible, man. That was terrible.
That was terrible.
I don't like that at all.
I
don't like it because I don't like it because it happened to us. But at the same time, it was a brilliant move. But I can't say that because it happened to us. It's all about winning, doing what you can do, because they didn't have. But can you imagine you on the phone talking to the team and they saying, "Yeah, we're getting ready to." Wait a minute, why is Philly calling me? Because we just picked you. That's.
Mm-hmm.
What
I don't like about it is on my end, and it happens all the time. But I don't like. I get the 4th round picks, right?
Yeah.
But I don't. I too much don't care for the idea of doing dealings with someone in your division for them to get a 1st round pick, caliber pick. We know you gambling that he might pan out. Still, you're giving away your slot to get someone on offense that could give us trouble. And we know our defense is trouble.
Because somebody who plays a position opposite one of your weak spots.
Opposite one of my weak spots. It didn't. That part I didn't get within a division because primarily, and this is what I've been told, you go in the draft and you draft
to beat your division,
to win your division, to beat your division opponents. That's one. Then you take that team once you win a division or you get to the playoffs, and you present that team in the conference.
Right.
Yes, you play inter-conference, out of conference throughout the season. No. You drafting to win your division, you drafting to win your conference, then you go play that lineup opposite the best lineup who's done the same thing within the division. I didn't get it. Happens all the time, especially with coaching. But I just thought when you saw Philadelphia on the phone, Why are you even picking up?
Yeah, I wouldn't have. Yeah, but he at least but as far as for Lemon, he'd say, "Hey, well, I'm still staying in the state of Pennsylvania. I'm just on the other end of it."
Yeah, you're on the other end of it.
Yeah.
And it made me say, okay, maybe the Cowboys are feeling like I'd rather give this pick to Philly and have them beat us twice a year than give this pick to Pittsburgh and have them get 7 Super Bowls. That's I mean, that's what it feels like. It felt like they hated Pittsburgh more than you hate Philly. Like it was kind of it was crazy.
Let's say the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
My friend.
Yeah, so
yeah, that was crazy,
man. We'll see how it works out.
We'll see how it works out. Now, before we get into that, I just want to let everybody know, please make sure you follow us. We are live right now on Facebook at DUPONT NIVEKZ. We are live on RUSSELLTANKER. That's Russell Tanker's page. You find that link. You find the link. Also, No Jazz Show on our group page. Also, we are live on Twitch and TikTok, all both at No Jazz Show. Make sure you email us at nojasSHOW@gmail.com. And we have an Instagram at THE No Jazz Show. And you can also find us on X at No Jazz Show. Now, finally, is somebody in the chat? I don't even know what they're talking about. But anyway, we're gonna go back. We're gonna move in because I know what's gonna take an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I saw your little 8-minute speech. I said he got more to say than that. But anyway, based on your assessment of the draft,
mm-hmm.
What do you grade? You don't have to give me all the teams, just your team, whatever, we'll just start. What did you give your team?
I gave us a B- because we drafted for need. We drafted some good players, but okay, it's somebody in the chat.
Yeah.
You gotta see who it is. But we drafted for need, so I'm glad about that. But I think that, and it sounds funny because we know for whatever reason it ain't gonna pan out. But I think the Jets did a good job of drafting. I give the Jets a A-.
That's what's up. I'm gonna throw one out there, and we can volley back and forth if you want to. I give us A-.
Okay. A-. Okay. Okay. We got Todd standing in the chat asking, do you think that Mike McCarthy is a good fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Oh, that's the answer for you.
Younger Mike McCarthy, I would say, would be a good fit and it does have something to do with his DNA being from Pittsburgh. So he does know the culture. He knows the history. He knows what it takes to win there. But the fact that he's 63 years old, and I'm not talking about people, oh, you're too old to coach. But the fact that we had so many weaknesses, so many things we need to upgrade, I'm not confident on him being able to get the job done in the length of time that he's got 5 years. If he hasn't gotten to a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl in 5 years, by that time he'll be 68. I don't think he's going to be back. I don't think he's going to keep coaching. And if we aren't any closer to a Super Bowl in the next 3 years than we are now, he definitely shows that he's the wrong choice. And so I think with him, it's a legitimate wait and see. Him as a coach and what he has and his knowledge is good, but I don't think that his age And for the things that we're lacking, particularly a quarterback, which is really what you need in order to win in this league, we don't have that, nor do we have a dominant feature back. So I don't think that him being the head coach is a great thing. I mean, I think I truly expect that we go 9-8 or 10-7 this year. And it'd be much the same as it's been, because we do have enough talent to do that. But no, I would have preferred that the Steelers went younger and went offensive mind, not older and an offensive mind.
An offensive mind. Thanks for that question, Todd. And make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe to us. We are at NOJASS small s HOW. Spell it like that, you'll find us. And you can also find us live on there right now with this same episode. But thank you for watching us live on Riverside.fm. As we move on now, I was about to say, I gave us an A-, but I would have given us an A. And the minus is only because we didn't get Mesidor, and you know how I am.
Well, you got another DN from the state of Florida, from a college in the state
exactly.
of Florida.
I'm not even against Malachi. I just like the U. Like Malachi, 6'4", he actually fit the mold stature-wise better. I do like the fact that I haven't seen this for a long time. We got a splash pick at the same time we got a pick for need. You know, it was almost like we went up to get Caleb. We went up to get Caleb and ended up picking him at 11, which was a need. And we actually did pretty well. And then after that, we just started chopping it down, concentrated on defense, something that we need. So now it does look like on paper. See, that's the thing, and I don't like people to get this wrong. On paper, it looks like, oh, they look like they may have some talent on defense. And if that offense can do what it did last year, we might be all right as far as being contenders are concerned, because that's what everybody's saying. And that's what everybody gets paid to do, because they're on Jerry's payroll to keep them in the news. But another one I want to bring out is Las Vegas Raiders. I think they did pretty well, man. I like the fact that Mendoza is out there. And this is not me saying he's the best quarterback, but he's out there with a guy in Tom Brady that's going to be in his ear. And we've talked about this. He's going to mentor that young man. And that young man, I'm about to make up a word, seems mentorable.
I knew that word was coming.
Then you went out and you got the safety. You went out and you got a defensive end, because remember, you still got to find somebody to back up.
Yeah, and the fact, because the Crosby deal fell through, you actually, it's almost like you got
someone
another player. You
exactly.
got another player because you weren't expecting Crosby to be there.
Exactly.
Max is supposed to be gone. So now it's like, wait a minute, we got him and we got
right.
Him. Yeah.
Right. And then you said you got Gerard McCoy at the cornerback, but I like this. Then you said we're not going to beat up our young running back. And we had this conversation last episode. A good young running back can help bring along a young quarterback. But you went out and got you another running back to kind of spell Genty.
I'm not spelling Genty. I'm sorry. I got a feature back. I got a feature back. I'm running till the wheels fall off, because I'm not one of those people who believes that, okay, if we don't run them enough, or we don't utilize them the way people used to, it's gonna last longer. No, and when your car is 10 years old, it don't matter if it's got 50,000 miles or 150,000 miles. It's still 10 years old, and and the technology, all of everything is different. It's not going to hold up compared when you compare it to other things. So you get to what you can out of him, and like Nino Brown said, if you run him into the ground, but he's productive he's productive for you for 6 or 7 years, and then he's not able to do it anymore. How did Nino Brown do it? Cancel that. I'll buy another one. So you can't bank on not using a guy to think you're gonna prolong him.
Right.
It's just like cars. People, I don't want to put the miles on my car. That's what you got it for. Well, I'm finna go out of town. You just bought the car 3 months ago. What do you mean you don't want to put the yards on the miles?
I want to look at your, with the exception of Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only time people have really like voluntarily, and they volunteered themselves, put miles on a Lamborghini. But you don't want to put miles on a Lamborghini, Tank, do you?
Why do you have it? In that case, it's just an accessory. That's why, and you see a lot of these the expensive cars when they don't have miles on them. It's just something that you have, so you can show that you have it, and people can.
A running back is not a luxury.
Ooh. Yeah, you need to use it. We got a question in the chat for you, Katie. Says, do you think that the Dallas Cowboys? Yeah. Do you think that the Dallas Cowboys would be a better team if Jerry Jones just focused on being an owner?
Todd, thank you for the question. And the question for everybody you just read it off. Do I think I don't think Jerry is making these decisions on his own. I don't think he's been doing it for the past easily 10 years. I think his think tank is indeed helping him make the GM decisions from a draft perspective. Because he has drafted well. Now, contextually for your question, I think he needs to just be an owner when the season begins, because the GM in him begins to associate himself, and it might even be the owner too, but he begins to associate himself too much with the players, which takes away from the coach. That's the part I don't like about Jerry. I don't know if he can be an owner. When you ask just an owner, I don't know if he can be an owner where owners let GMs and coaches do what they do. So even if he concentrated on being an owner, he still might be not allowing them to do what they do. Because when they don't, when you can't discipline, and I don't mean discipline in the sense of, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. I mean discipline in the sense of, I can go to daddy when my coach tell me I'm not playing well, I'm not doing well. See, that's that. I don't know if that's GM or owner doing that, because Jerry is just still not your typical owner. So I don't know if he concentrated on being an owner, if he'd step back. So I'm gonna blame the GM, but that's the thing I say. So I don't know what he would do.
Yeah, and he also has said on a couple of occasions, I am the owner, so I can make decisions. He's one of those control freaks. It's like, look, I paid for this team, I did this, that, and the other. I can make the decision that I want to make. I don't care what anybody says. And if he was a traditional owner, I think the Cowboys would be.
Yeah,
I don't think
exactly.
it wouldn't be 31 years loading if
That's my point.
they
So
had somebody else.
I don't know if he's even a traditional owner to say do I want him to be owner. Now, I will pose this question for you, Todd. Do I think the Cowboys would be a better team if Jerry would just focus on showing up to the games on Sunday and doing photo ops like everybody else? Yes.
Yeah.
Just cut out the GM and the owner.
Yeah. Just be your A. My name on the building.
Show up to get and you know what? If he did that, he probably would show up on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, to get a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Conference Championship Sunday and get a trophy. Because he meddled. It's too much going on. Smart businessman. Love what he did with marketing. Can't take that away. But I don't know. I don't know where the focus would be if he just became one of the two. He's just that he's a different type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the question, though, Todd. Again, make sure you follow us, NOJASSSHOW on YouTube. Make sure you go there and subscribe, man. Thanks again. Now, I did announce to everybody to do that before I did that. So everybody knows what's coming.
So, in other words, so what we're about to do, if you were to say it about yourself, you would say, we're just about to see, it's just another part of me, huh?
I got another one for you. Hey, thank you, Todd. And I'm gonna tell you like this. Do I think the Jackson 5 would have been a better group if Joe would have stopped meddling? Absolutely. And now, so we're gonna hit the refresh button and go right into our movie review of Michael. If you didn't see it, you're probably complaining about it with the complainers, and I believe those people didn't see it. That's what I believe.
Right, they did.
I believe they didn't see it. And how much did it make? 118.
It made $218 million.
218. My bad.
Worldwide.
My bad. 218 million worldwide, becoming the top-selling biopic of all time, surpassing Straight Outta Compton. Which reminds me of what Ice Cube did in No Vaseline. Ice Cube was one man, he took on 3. Michael Jackson was one man and took on 5. Shout out to NWA. Y'all know what's coming. Y'all knew that was Mike coming, man. Y'all knew that was Mike coming.
So you said if Joe wasn't meddling like that, they would have been better. So you're saying is this meddling? Is this meddling, or was this just a part of what needs to happen?
Hey,
make things happen.
Let me tell you something. We're gonna break this down as we critique this movie. Let's break it down into bits and pieces and parts.
Okay.
And since we're talking about Joe, we're gonna talk about Joe. Unlike 1992, when they came with that narrative and they made Joe seem like this dictator to his kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've been living shout out to Jackson, the American Dream too, because we've been using that as this template. But nevertheless, they depicted Joe to be this dictator for the past 30 some odd years. And I didn't agree with that because I think Joe understood his genetics. He understood his DNA. He understood where he was living in Gary, Indiana. And I believe that the focus that he knew he needed to instill in his boys to get them to be more than to be all they became,
to get them out of Gary.
And then the fame of it took over with the ownership, but I got context on that too. As we stated earlier, he got to Motown, and even the movie touched on the father figure Berry Gordy was. And Berry Gordy's daughter, Hazel, married Jermaine. So he took one of his sons. Let's be real. And I believe the stranglehold he had on Mike was, I let you get one. I can't give you my golden goose.
Yeah.
And so I believe that gets lost in translation to the man and the father Joe was. I don't think Joe was a bad guy. I honestly, even with the belt situation, I don't think he was a bad father by far.
And you also people also have to remember, especially people of a certain age, because a lot of people 30s and below, they grown up with this. CPS, my mama, my dad, they just hit me. They just spanked me. Come and get them. You know, it's been the one of those. I'm gonna call the police on you. When they were growing up in the 60s, when they were young kids, and then into the early 70s, discipline and the way things was a lot different. A lot of people are looking at it through today's eyes as opposed to the time that it happened. Because it's different. Things were different. Catherine was a stay-at-home mom. Joe went and worked in the factory. He came home and he wanted things done the way they were traditionally. And that meant, hey, I rule the house. Y'all are gonna do what I tell you to do. And when he saw, wait a minute, these guys got musical talent. I didn't make it as a musician. I'm in this damn stinking steel.
I knew what I did to get distracted.
Yeah. I'm not going, y'all can make it. I'm going to do whatever I can to get y'all, and we get all of us out of Gary. And if anybody's ever been to Gary, Indiana, especially if you go these days, because I've been a couple of times. If you back then, when I was going from time to time, if you look at Gary, Indiana, you would say, I understand exactly why Joseph said, we're going to get up out of here.
We got to get up out of here.
So what he did was a little harsh at times, but I think is what was required in order to get the best out of Mike.
The nucleus.
It caused some issues, and we're going to get into that. But I don't think he was a bad guy per se. I think his motivation, his motive, and his heart was in the right place as far as getting them out and how they were going to do it.
I don't like people saying he was a bad guy.
The way he went about it, some people say that wasn't right. But I don't think his heart.
But you know who's saying it wasn't right. Just like you said, it's a generation saying it wasn't right. You're talking about a generation that gets to have grown folks conversations. We don't get to have. We didn't get to have grown folks conversations.
Be quiet. Grown folks talking.
Leave. You didn't get to bro your daddy. Mm-hmm. No, bro, you don't understand. Like, even if you ain't mean that, excuse me. I'm not your friend. I'm not your friends. See, it's a generation out there that got taught. I'm not gonna say who did it. We know the movement. Mm-hmm. That got taught. This is okay. It's a generation out there. You go to jail, you hit your kid one time. Then the kids find out, oh, a lick is just blowing up with smoke coming out your nose. So I'm gonna call the people on you. Mm-hmm. You know? So I guarantee you, if you did a percentage of those kids who got disciplined like that and what they're doing in life, and those who didn't, I bet it don't balance out as far as a success rate. And I am glad that the movie was open, and I think this is more about Mike, and we ain't gonna get into Mike just yet. Yeah. I'm glad the movie was open to show Mike, hey, look at me. Look at me. This is before Ritalin. You know, hey, let's be real. Mike had ADHD.
Yeah. It also, you got to think. Also, you know, he was a kid and he was gonna act like a
You
kid.
kid.
But Joe said, "Hey, I see that you got a special gift, and I got to get it out of you because this thing can set the whole family up."
You know, I got to put you in an adult environment and get you to focus. I know you want to look out the window,
but you can't look out the window right now because we're working on this.
Right now. You know, and then let's be lenient on Joe. Once Mike got to where he wanted to get to, Joe didn't not let Mike bring llamas in the house. And when he got that monkey, what Joe said, Catherine was the only one, from a movie standpoint. Catherine was the only one said, "No, you can't do that." Joe just laughed. He got his nose fixed. Joe just laughed.
Yeah,
he was his own good cop, bad cop. I don't like the way he did. I like the way he polished Joe up a little bit personally in the movie. I like the way he did.
And as far as Joe Coleman Domingo, he nailed it.
To give us that?
He nailed it. I mean, I didn't even realize who it was. I knew it was Coleman Domingo, but I had to look up to see who he was.
Did you see how much he looked like Marlon?
Yeah. I'm like, man, they cat. So as far as Joe, I guess we can button up Joe, but the casting for Joe was excellent. Because I like the fact that they even put the green contacts in his eyes.
Yeah,
because Joe had the green contact. Because I was looking, I said, "Yep, they did that too." I think they portrayed him, and this is for the whole movie. Then we'll move on to the next section of the movie. But for the whole movie, people have to look at it as what the writer and the director, from their lens and what they were trying to portray. Because a lot of people who are critiquing it, like the professional critics, and then, like you said, a lot of people who hadn't seen it, they just talking.
Right.
That's not in there. It's not to critique the movie and watch the movie and critique it. It's not about, this is the way I would have made the movie. That's not what you do. You look at what they presented on screen and what they were doing, and did they carry it out effectively? Because it wasn't supposed to be, we're going to show you everything that ever happened in his life. They gave you little snippets into what happened to develop Michael's psyche and why he thought and acted the way he did with certain things. Just like when we talked about Joe, when he said, if you're not first, what? He impressed in them that, hey, you got to win. You need to be number one. And that's what Michael was like later when Mike said, I want to be the biggest star in the world. Not
where do you think he got that from? Exactly. That belief system came from eating ice cream with Catherine, the good cop. But that belief system came from reaching out to that wall as a family.
Yeah, when he was 10 years old doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, and
you got it, Mike.
All of those things was shown throughout the movie why Mike was like that. Man, why does he? So but go ahead. So, and what do you think about Nia Long as Catherine? And what do you think about Catherine in general? Just going by just the movie.
I'm gonna do all three of them.
Yeah.
Catherine in general, Nia Long, Angela Bassett. All three of them portrayed a woman who publicly, and I love this, all three of them, because the real life person seemed to be like that. Because I remember when Mike was getting his 7 Grammys. This is real. When Mike was getting his 7 Grammys in 1985 at the Grammy Awards, whatever year that was, for Thriller, he said, I want my mama to come up here, but she's shy. And she don't like to be out here in public. Camera pan on Catherine.
Yeah.
And all three ladies showed, the real one and the two portrayals showed, I am never going to let you see how I voice my opinion, and my opinion matters in this house. She had an opinion in that house.
Yeah.
But it never got out publicly, because when these women get their opinion out publicly, all the vultures hear that opinion like she don't get to say nothing in the house and somebody dictating her in the house. But no, Catherine had a voice. She literally was the rational leader of the house.
Yeah. Like, Joseph, you're going too far.
You're going too far. And Joseph would stop. Joseph stopped in American Classic, and he stopped in Michael, didn't he?
When she put her foot down,
hey,
he okay, like we say, the man's the head of the house. Okay, yes, but the woman, Catherine, she was the neck. Hey, Joe, oh, you turn this way because you're going too far.
You're going too far.
We're not. And I thought that Neil played the part
she did very well, because that's what I wanted to see.
Yeah, and I even the physical character, because Catherine has a limp because she had polio when she was younger. So and you see that in there. Neil wasn't in the movie a lot, and again, she wasn't, because the movie was about Michael, but she was in there, like you said, she was in there enough. And each time we saw what her role and relationship was with Michael and with Joseph. And you saw she was meek everywhere else, but in that house, she was bold.
That house. I really need people who's ever watching live. I really need you to understand what this poster woman was publicly. I'm not gonna let you see dissension.
Right.
It ain't coming out.
It's a unified front when it comes to the public. Now, whatever we need to iron out behind closed doors, we're gonna do that.
There will be no red tables.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've watched this man mold his clay into what I see. I watched him do it.
Yeah. She saw what she liked that was positive, and she gave, and the things she didn't like, she made her opinion on. So it wasn't, he didn't run roughshod.
Hey, and when she said it was too much, she said it was too much. But she also saw, whoa, this too much is looking real good right now.
Yeah.
Now, young Michael, at that fairground, when he had the little girl, and he realized that showmanship, he realized he had her mesmerized. You know, that right there, for people who don't know how to watch films, that was Joe saying, look right here.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
I thought she did an excellent job. I like the portrayal. I like the fact that they put wardrobe in general, from hair to makeup to clothing, everything. They put their time, they put their money. They did an excellent job. It wasn't a Tyler Perry thing.
Oh, what?
Nobody, you're not gonna be talking about, man, those terrible wigs. I think the prosthetics, the wardrobe, the hair, everything was done
across
first class. Yes. And the way she carried it out, you really do feel as though, okay, I can relate and I can see why Catherine is. And when you look, you see all that, it's like, man, I did not know she was that way. Because in public, you didn't see, she doesn't show any of that.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you something. She's a proud mother.
Casting wise, I even like the way they casted the other four brothers.
Yeah, the brothers.
Because I didn't sit there saying to myself, he don't look like Jermaine. He don't look like Tito. He don't. No.
Yeah.
This the movie where y'all play the back.
Yeah.
My focus was on Jafar And I don't know if that was purposely to not have them look so much like the other one, American Story,
American Dream.
Everybody get a role. It was Michael's movie. He let them be in the back, even the camera action. I'm not giving you too much of them. This about him.
Because I forgot if one guy, I can't remember who he is. He's got a name. I can't remember his name. Who played one of the brothers, because the brothers were literally in the background.
In the background.
The movie.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Even down to the Twister game. Y'all want to play? No, we going to play with these girls, man. You going to play Twister. Okay, y'all ain't no fun no more. In the background.
Yeah, that was the end of it. What kind of relationship did he have with his brothers? It showed you a little bit, and it was all, and what they showed you about his brothers was to show you why his psyche, why he was the way he was. Everything that they showed throughout the movie went towards letting you understand why he was that way.
In the brothers' rooms.
Yeah.
I was big enough. We never went in the brothers' rooms.
Why does he like animals so much? No, they're my friends. Oh, okay. That's why you didn't have, because the animals were my friends. Animals don't judge me. Animals don't talk bad about me. The animals, I show them love. They show me love, and that's that. They don't say anything to me that I don't like.
I want to go back. I want to go back a little bit to if Joe was so bad. If Joe was so bad, because everybody had a say-so in this movie by virtue of I want representation or not. Janet chose not to have representation. That's why a lot of y'all mad. Diana Ross chose not to have representation. I didn't like the fact that she chose not to, because it gave the idea of something I'm gonna touch on, that Mike didn't move out the house, which is a lie. Mike lived in New York during pre-Wiz and pre-Off the Wall.
Yeah.
And because I personally, I can't do anything about the chronological order and the way they moved the movie, because the movie was moving. But I would have liked to see Studio 54 Mike, who was there every night. To make, you know what I'm saying? I would have liked to see that. I'm not mad at it, but I would like to see it. My thing about that is, if Joe was so bad, LaToya had a role in there, right?
Yeah.
LaToya had 7 studio albums? They didn't need to do good. Reby wasn't in there. Reby had a top 5 hit.
Yeah. Written by Michael.
There was a group called Randy and the
Gypsies. Mm-hmm.
Jermaine had 2 studio albums while with the Jacksons. His 3rd studio album was when he left in 1976. So my thing is, keep all of that in mind when you talk about Joe putting them hands to the wall and saying this is about family, because it was a TV show, variety show. Janet wasn't in there. We already knew what she became, but we also know she was Penny and she was Janet on Different Strokes.
She was in Fame.
And she was in Fame. Joe allowed those kids to prosper under the glow of Michael Jackson 5-ish. He ain't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, as far as his discipline, people don't. As far as his discipline, people will say, okay, that was his fatal flaw or whatnot. But overall, for what developed and what the things that they did get,
what they came out to be.
Yeah. No bad point. Yeah, but I think that as far as with Michael again showing little things about the rat, then about the chimp. And I'm sorry, the only person who did say anything in objection to all those animals was Catherine. Nobody else did nothing. It's like, and I think people also knew and accepted the hierarchy. Is like, look, Mike is the golden child. Mike brings all this, makes all this happen. So if he wants this and this is gonna appease him, we're gonna let him do it, because if it wasn't for him, we'll still be at 2300 Jackson Street.
Exactly. And shout out to Miss Catherine Jackson, who's still alive. I'm gonna say she had just as much right to have some say so about them animals.
Yeah.
And this is why. She was never going on tour. So who take care of them? Who taking care of Lowry Park Zoo while they gone? She probably had to feed them snakes and rats.
She might have had to feed mussels.
Exactly. She probably had to pick up poo-poo. So yeah, she gonna have something to say. Or tell the help to go do it, you know what I'm saying, to make sure the help did it, so all that stuff won't be everywhere and tear up her house when she got there. So, hey, I might not want any more animals up in the house, Mike. You got a right to say something. You know, shout out to Joe who giggled when the monkey came, because Joe was like, I ain't got to good.
The way they carried out the entire movie for me was, I enjoyed it. I think, and people, and I know I'm jumping around, but people talking about, oh, we didn't get to see the what turned out to be him being innocent, him being falsely accused. We didn't get to see that. Right? Yeah, but legally, because of the settlement, it was written in that settlement. They found out after they filmed it that, hey, we can't show this, because we're gonna get sued if we show this. So they couldn't show that part of the movie. Also, the movie stopped in 1988. So,
and technically it began.
Those things, yeah. So technically, so you couldn't, all the other stuff didn't happen yet. So that's why it's not on there also. And you have certain people who say, I don't want things shown, you do have to negate certain aspects. Yeah, you do have to negate certain aspects.
You have to negate certain aspects, exactly.
Oh, well, let's talk about when he was living in New York and he was filming The Wiz. His co-star was Diana Ross. No, I'm not. I don't want to be portrayed in the movie.
Because I know
you can't,
and I'm exactly hypothetically.
You can't do The Wiz without having her showing her.
You can't do The Wiz. You cannot talk about The Wiz without showing her. And Diana might have said, and I'm just being hypothetical, it was too close of a time period to what I might have been doing, and I don't need nobody putting two and two together.
Yeah,
like
making me look bad,
or making me look like I was doing this. I'm old now. That's past me. I don't want that to be, and that's fine. That's why we give you the opportunity to do that, even though it has a gap. A lot of the people who want to see all of the allegations that came out. The man was innocent of the allegations. So what you really want? You want to show them, so then your same people who mad that you didn't see the allegations going to be mad. Why y'all show them people?
Yeah, he was found not guilty. He was found. They threw him out.
Y'all that type of person. Y'all just that type of person. That's who y'all are. You know.
Yeah, and also the stuff that you saying wasn't there. Again, like I said, you got to look at it through the lens of the writer who spent 7 years interviewing people, hundreds of people, coming up with the screenplay, and then what they were trying to show and the lens they were showing. Not, I wanted it to do this. I wanted to see this. I wanted to say, well, you're not going to see that. Anything that you don't know about Michael, go get his autobiography in 1980. It was written in 1988 called Moonwalk. And it tells you everything that you want to know up to 1988, up to covers everything in that movie, things that you didn't see. And there are things that, just like some people were upset or saying, well, I don't like the way they did Joe, or Joe was this, or Joe was that. But Michael admitted, and it's in his book, and it's also on video, of him saying that he used to get sick and physically sick when his father was around, dealing with his father, because they had that kind of, because of their relationship and the way he resented the way his father was acted towards him when he was young.
And it might have been, there might have been, see, Mike, and a lot of kids don't understand this when you're kids. Everybody keeps saying this about Mike. All the producers and all the dancers and all the people that do the videos. Mike was a perfectionist.
Yeah.
He did not get that way on his own. Now,
His dad got to help mold that into him.
there's a possibility Mike himself was at such a high level of perfection that when Joe came into the room, he still wanted more.
Yeah.
And that can make you sick. And Mike might have been such a perfectionist. I know I'm peaking, but I can't peak for him. Get him out of the room. I'm gonna be throwing up in him. My feet gonna be blistering because it ain't never gonna be good enough for him. And I understand that.
Yeah. And as far as him being a perfectionist, and some people were saying, well, how much liberty did they take with it? When they showed that after the performance of Billie Jean, when Mike, the way I look at it, the Motown 25 performance was when Clark Kent said, okay, I'm finna let everybody know that I am Superman, or when Tony Stark said, I am Iron Man. And showed, and that's when you saw, okay, that's when Mike Thriller was already doing all of this damage. But you saw him perform live, and all of a sudden it went, and the sales of the album kept going up after that, because you saw something that you hadn't seen before and haven't seen since with what he did. And Mike
barely duplicated that.
Yeah. And he said afterwards, and I remember it was in his book, and it was also in the movie. And we were talking about him as a perfectionist, and they said, man, you did that. That was great. Yada, 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 yada. And Mike says, I wanted to stay on my toes longer. In his book, he says he was disappointed because he wanted to end it and stay on his toes a little longer. Everybody else who saw that saw Mike on his toes, and he hit it, but he wanted to stay on his toes longer.
Every other human being, oh man, he stayed on his toes way longer than us, but he didn't stay on his toes long enough for Mike. Probably, and Joe probably was the only one told him, you ain't stay on your toes long enough. We don't know. It's just, you saw who he was. Let's get to it. Jafar's performance.
Brilliant.
He gave us some insights. I saw you say he's up there next to anybody that's done a biopic.
Yeah. He for me, he did as good a job or better than Jamie is Ray. He's at least equal to that. And if you want to say better, I would not argue. Even the voice. I mean,
I got subdued in him a little bit. What I will say is this: the advantage, Denzel and Jamie have over Will and Jafar. We talking biopics: Muhammad Ali, Ray Charles, Malcolm X, Michael Jackson. The advantage is we saw so much footage of Muhammad Ali and Michael Jackson. You compare by default. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have enough of what we didn't see. The original do, so you compare by default. We didn't see Young Ray. We didn't see Detroit Red and Malcolm in his interactions with the minister. So you're going to become him to us.
Right.
That was the disadvantage. Like the part Jafar did when they filmed Thriller. He said, hey, can you tell John to pan that out? Does it have to be so close? Can you tell him to show the feet?
Yeah. And that feet was a constant theme through the movie.
He
talked about why. And I was like, and when he first dropped it, I said, now that explains it. And it even explains why his logo was his feet. The MJJ, his logo was his feet.
That's why I would use it. And when I saw him do that, I said, and we thought, shout out to John Landis. E.T. Shout out. I mean, still Spielberg did E.T., but I forget John Lennon did some stuff.
Yeah,
I think he
American Werewolf in American Werewolf.
American Werewolf and all that. Yeah. So my thing is, you thought Landis directed it himself. No, Mike visually said, pan that out. You gotta show the feet. And now you look at Thriller, and Mike made you see that. And so when they gave the behind the scenes making of that video, and let us not forget, we saw the making of Thriller behind the scenes. It was a video, it was a VHS out about that special. We saw that too. But when he said that, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Jafar in the pool, and he said, I gotta manifest the music, because if I don't manifest it, I don't think about it, God don't do it. Prince gonna do it. I like that. Just that little bit of competition. I think it was too early. I don't think, because that was right before Billie Jean, and I don't think Prince had hit till like 84.
Well,
but I understood.
No, but 1999 had been out, and it was then Purple Rain,
or maybe he respected
it. They were like this because Mike had Off the Wall, but Thriller hadn't come out yet, so Mike was still.
And Prince
hadn't exploded yet, and Prince had Purple Rain out already.
No, Purple Rain was not.
Purple Rain was out in 85.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, Purple Rain came out in 85, and Thriller came out in 83.
Exactly.
But, so 1999 and Thriller would
the controversy, whatever that album was with controversy. Mike must have respected what that was.
Yeah,
Mike must have respected the Little Red Corvette era.
Yeah.
That's what it was, right? Okay. I didn't know. I didn't realize. But you know what? From a musical standpoint, I think Prince was making noise because he had to flip the script on. He had flipped the script on Rick James, who was respected.
Yeah.
And he had the time coming in there. So
yeah, he saw people out.
So Mike might have known. I got to do something. Mike coming with Purple Rain. I mean, Prince coming with that Purple Rain game. He coming. So I can see that.
Yeah.
I like that line. I like that line.
And the thing that was good to me also about the feet, remember what did Quincy Jones tell him when he was recording Off the Wall? Hey, man, you can't be moving your feet like that. Told him, hey, keep your feet still. Because Mike.
Who else told him that?
Barry Gordy told him that. It's like your feet. But that was his thing, because even as a kid, that was his thing, his feet. And what was funny is I saw an interview with Jimmy Jam, and he was talking about when Mike and Janet were recording Scream, and Mike went into the studio, and he said Mike was laying his vocals down, and he was dancing, moving around, and doing all that, and his chains were clinking. And he said he put on a full performance, singing the song, doing everything that you're not supposed to do in the studio. But he's like, and he said, how was that? And he was like, yeah, man, that was good. But when he was saying that about the feet, I was remembering the Jackson song. I can't remember the name of the song now, but at the end, I just can't control my feet. I just can't. I can't remember the name of the song, but just little snippets throughout the movie shows you the makeup.
That's what it was. It was about the makeup of Mike. Exactly. Now, I thought you were about to talk about that interview where his mama said I knew something was wrong with him, or he was special because we had the boy was moving his feet and dancing to the rhythm of the washing machine.
Yeah. So I mean, the man was literally walking music. That's the only way I can put it. The man was literally walking music, and I think that if you ask, well, he did, because he admitted to it. Just like Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, everyone says anybody who knows anything about music and him said he was a genius because he heard the music in his head all the time. Mike was hearing the music in his head all the time, and you see when someone's talking, or he just go into doing whatever, making the sounds and all that.
Exactly.
And it's just so many stories about just his creative process that they couldn't put into it when they edited it down, because they said it was a 4-hour movie, but they
I
had to
bet
edit
it was
it
a
down.
4-hour movie.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna say this, man. I got two things, boy. Whew. That beat it scene was funny to me.
But they showed you also people
That
say
beat
they
it
want
scene
to
was
about
kind of
Mike.
funny.
Mike
I was like,
had street cred.
hey,
Yeah, Mike had street cred.
hey, them jokers was straight thugging, and then when the Joker started doing the body wave, the thugs was in off. I was like, yeah, I don't know if the LA boy gonna like that one.
Yeah, but
And them damn,
people
hey,
also
I mean, if you don't know historically, all them dancers wasn't on our side of the ball.
yeah. But the gang members,
Gang members
were,
were like,
yeah, they were, and the fact that he brought them in. One thing people forget, and not just
Who
about
video?
Mike. Yeah, they don't forget about Mike, and they also forget about the Jacksons. And you haven't been there, you wouldn't get it. They from Gary.
They from
Them
Gary.
some street dudes. There's stories about all of them as far as, hey man, that ain't who you want to punk. You ain't gonna put hands on none of them.
Let's be real. Golden Glove competition boxer was Joe
Mm-hmm.
in Gary before he became a musician. All that. Come on now. These ain't small people. They 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah. That's not a soft group either.
That's not a soft group. That's not a soft group of people, you know. And then what was the beat it part? Oh, going back to what I was saying about their own. A lot of people did not see live. This is where Jafar got me. A lot of people did not see that Wembley Stadium performance of Human Nature live.
Mm-hmm.
Jafar hit that. He
nailed it.
He performed that, boy. He had it. I went to see it 10 in the morning. I think it was easily at most 15 people in the theater. And you still heard sing it with me. Why? So I know.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back and see it now that I've seen it. I want to go back and see it with a full audience to see if he make them say why. I know he had people in there saying why.
Because I went at 9:45 in the morning and it was like maybe 20 people in there. And I think they were younger people. They were people who came into the knowledge of him after he passed. Or they were like maybe, I think these like 30-year-olds or something.
Right.
Because I'll say this. If you weren't alive during those times of Michael, you still can't grasp the fullness of what he was. And if you didn't see him live, I'm fortunate enough that I did go to the Victory Tour, those $34 tickets in 1985.
On the waiting
list.
Was
a lot of money back then. Yeah. And to see him live was crazy. People passing out. I'm sorry. I've never seen. There was more people passing out seeing Michael than got slain in the spirit in church.
Hey,
people pass out.
You remember that People? It was a People article, I believe. What was the popular one? People Magazine. 1988, People Magazine. I think that's what it was. The most famous people in the world. It was Jesus
and
Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, and the Pope, or the Pope and Michael Jordan. But it was Jesus, Michael Jackson. I say, boy.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think they were showing Jesus some respect.
Yeah, because this man, and the thing when people start trying to talk about compare other people to him or whatnot, yeah,
y'all just want one.
Michael was and is an international star, not just domestic. Michael went on world tours. Michael's world tour wasn't America and Europe. Michael's world tour was America, Europe, Japan, China, England, everywhere. Michael was going to all the continents.
Mike was the first person to introduce me to the name Budapest. I never heard of it until I heard somebody say Michael doing the show out there, Budapest. Never heard of the word.
Yeah,
I mean, the
like,
country.
what
Never,
state that in? No, that's
yeah,
another country. That's a
that's another
city in
country.
another country,
Budapest.
way on the other side of the globe. I mean, I
Maybe
think
you go
that
look at it. Mike, you
yeah,
taught me geography.
yeah. I have no qualms about the movie. Other than it could have been longer just because they were doing it that well. But I do think if Jafar doesn't get an Oscar for that, there's something wrong. I think he deserves an Oscar for that because that he if you everything and everything that he did, and I wouldn't be surprised if Coleman Domingo got a supporting Oscar for for what he did.
They deserve some nominations. Like I said, it depends on the group. My boy did a phenomenal job. The DP and Fuqua, that camera action and what they were giving us,
Yeah,
phenomenal. I'm giving them that. You might have some sound, you might have some wardrobe Oscars. There's just might not be enough of the comparison thing. That's the only thing. But he did good. Now, like I said, that Human Nature,
yeah,
that boy hit that.
yeah,
That
and
boy hit
then
that.
and to close it out was bad. It was like, wait, oh man, he was
That was good.
yeah. And when they showed the
Him
beginning
coming
of the
to it.
movie, yeah, the beginning of the movie and the end when they showed him from the back, you're like, damn, is that Mike? And man, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And you know it's
for
a
me,
hairpiece now and all
yeah,
that good stuff, all that, all the intricate. We gotta go, and we can't even give you everything.
yeah,
But all in all, I like the movie Michael. It showed you exactly what I needed to see. The performer.
yeah,
That's what I needed to
yeah,
see.
yeah. It showed me,
The
and for
development of
those,
the performer.
yeah, and for those who complaining about, oh, I didn't learn anything new or this that, and other, there, truthfully, there's nothing new to learn about Michael. Everything is out there.
It
His
was out
book
there.
and his everything about him for those 40 years is already out there. We also saw it in the Jackson in American Dream. We even saw it if you could stomach it in that damn horrible Man in the Mirror with Flex Alexander as Michael.
Shout out to Flex. Don't do Flex.
Yeah, but
Flex is trying to pay them bills.
yeah, that movie was excellent.
That movie was excellent,
It was
man. Go
excellent,
see it.
man. I mean,
It'll probably get another $17 from me. It'll probably get that.
yeah. I'm gonna go again, and like you said, I want to see the reaction when in a full theater because,
Right.
like I said, it was a
I've
handful
seen
of
it now,
people
so
when I went. Yeah,
I can take that Miss Lois talking
yeah.
to me the whole movie. But at any rate, this has been the NOJASSSHOW. And man, I think honestly, man, I think we've done a whole lot. But I'm going to give you an opportunity. You got any final words?
If you haven't seen it, go see the movie for yourself, and don't listen to the critics, because particularly the professional critics who are printed everywhere, because they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Right.
And last thing, and we talked about this last week before the movie. Do not allow these professional critics to try to dictate what our culture is and how things are supposed to be. Because if you are an actual fan of Michael Jackson and his music, you will get exactly what you need out of this movie.
Exactly. And my final words, I'm gonna just keep it short. As a fan, as a sports fan, we have seen sports meet fashion and entertainment in the dating world many times. This is nothing new. We've seen them come together. We've seen them break up. We've seen them have kids. We've seen them go through their things. We love them. But what we're not going to do is, if you don't pay attention to sports, I get it. But we're not going to be telling people with nobody, before somebody you know got with them.
Yeah, I saw that. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna help y'all out and get on y'all's side, because it's the only one I can think of, and he probably was somebody. Well, the only one I can think of is, I didn't know Kendu and Mary J. Blige was already famous. But all this other stuff, she wasn't in the gym shooting. You gotta get out of your bubble thinking, oh, these people just, there's a reason why your girl know him.
Yeah.
There's a reason why your favorite artist knows this guy. You know? So I just want y'all to stop with all that. Don't be saying that like that, man. Like, you know, I don't even know how I can complete and conclude, but Brandy didn't make Kobe famous when he went to the prom. I'm sorry, like Kobe. If you thought that, you was on Brandy's side of entertainment.
Yeah.
It was some people who said, well, who is this Brandy girl? Kobe dating.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to stop that, man. But at any rate, this has been the NOJASSSHOW, the No Jazz Show. I want to thank you all for joining us on this April 28th, going into April 29th edition, finishing before midnight. You know, it comes on Tuesday nights, 10:05-ish to 10:15-ish. Eastern Standard Time, 7:15 on the West Coast, where my boy Tank resides. And make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. Find us on The No Jazz Show on Instagram, No Jazz Show on X. We're also on Twitch. Find us on YouTube. Please go subscribe if you're just seeing us for the first time. YouTube, NOJASSSHOW, No Jazz Show. We love you. Thank you for all our new subscribers that came out. TikTok, No Jazz Show, spelled the same way. And as I stated, like we always do about this time, Tank, salute these people and tell them good night.
Holla.
That got dog on back. We are out of here.